The news here. They're interviewing Elton John and he can't see. You have a toxic environment, bad things happen. And we have to expect bad things to happen because we're in a toxic environment. We're not standing up for and living the Lord's Prayer. So accept bad things happening to people. And if we're being bad and we won't stand up for that which is good, the ones it affects the most are the innocent children, because children are born into this world where what we give them is what they're going to get, So we give them the Lord's Prayer. Awesome. We don't give them the Lord's Prayer. Wow, we suck. And it's going to suck for the kids. And so, because I was listening to You Are My Heaven by Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway. It's like, you're my heaven. It's like, can't be. Woman can't be your heaven. Blaise Pascal, if you die, she's going to be mating with someone else and having children with someone else. Okay. Even if you're living the Lord's Prayer, most likely she's going to be mating with someone else and having children with someone else. Okay, all you crouching tigers, hidden dragons. Okay. And so you got to understand that love and heaven can only be present when living good, okay? When you're standing up for and living the Lord's Prayer. So, neener, frickin' neener, beener. Yeah, I was sitting there watching the last video. I was like, there's nothing else on TV that even comes close to this dude's YouTube channel. 2 views, right? It's 2 fucking views. The 2 Utes. The 2 what? The 2 Utes. You saw them leaving the store? And so more people are watching My Cousin Vinny for the 47th time, because they keep showing it on TV, than they are paying attention to the Messiah trying to save them and their children from genocide. Oh, look, it's SoFi Stadium. SoFi, so high. And more people, are concerned about what Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson are going to do on their fantasy football teams than standing up for the Lord's Prayer with Earl. And that man's crazy. He's full of shit. He's nuts. It's like, yeah. You're such fucking assholes, aren't you? Have you ever sat down to quantify what... And then they had the news on about, the president-elect guy, right? And it says, well, we have to let him get away with all the shit that he did because he's president now. And it's against our paperwork to come after him with our paperwork, to lock him up because of our paperwork. It's a travesty of justice. We're not loving the Lord's Prayer. It's a travesty of justice. I totally agree. But who's going to win the game tonight between the Harbaugh brothers? Who righteously gives a fuck, seriously? I mean, a bunch of morons that are professional wrestling fans do. But intelligent people like myself, it's like, hey, they're playing a game. Yeah. I was really good at sports. I still am good at sports for a 58-year-old man nearly poisoned to death by a bunch of perverts. I'm better than most 58-year-old men, period, even if they're not, poisoned to death by perverts. Attempted poison to death. Right, so, yeah, because, I could jump out of that, so, yeah. George Clooney could have virtual presidency. I think you could not take, in your wildest dreams, you and Barack Obama together, be like, how bad do you want to be spanked? Oh, no, they might get, Barack's going to get into this. I ain't touching him. You touching him? Hey, give him some coffee and then a little bit of tequila and then touch himself. Yeah, you could be like the Divinals and shit, man. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. It's funny. It sucks having to touch yourself. Oh, yeah. It does. It's so much nicer to be touched, I was thinking about my Plim today because she's so sweet. And they had some music on to remind me of her, because Fort Huachuca's fucking crazy. They're assholes. You got to understand the people of Fort Huachuca are the worst people in the world. The people here are stupid. Okay. And the people at Huachuca know the people here are stupid. That's how they stay in business. That's how they can get other. They're the type That's the best Wi-Fi. So they're the type of people that walk 5,000 people off a cliff to prove a point. Those are the people. The Pope built White Sands are the people that will walk off the cliff and say, "Jesus will take me to heaven. I just know it." Right? You are my love. You are my heaven. You are my love. Make me sing la-di-da. You are my. You can't. No, a human being is not your heaven. Heaven is living the Lord's. Living is a dream when you make it seem enchanted. Is living the truth of the Gospels. Like Pascal explained, if you're not living the truth of the Gospels, you're just bumping uglies for money in hell. And then giving children that, saying, "Hey, I love you." They'll go bump uglies in hell for money. And you might have to kill and fight and shoot some people or elect criminals to have a virtual presence in your house and manipulate you with money and pieces of paper that they write down and say, "This is a law. He signed you, Bill. Now you're a law," right? And it's, hey, you sit there. Remember that when they had on Saturday Night Live, when they had the Dukakis debates with John Lovitz and Dana Carvey being George Bush, right? And then after George Bush was all incoherent and, he was... Dukakis was supposed to be more intelligent. Yeah, they think money's real, and if you write on a piece of paper that a piece of gold is more valuable than a child being raped to death in Mexico, so be it. Case dismissed. So, but you're sitting there looking at the guy, can you believe I'm losing this guy? And I'm not losing to anybody, because life is eternal and grace is infinite, and I'm the living word. I'm the way, the truth, and life. And all you people that think Jesus is a God in my head I'm going to live with, and he doesn't like you. Jesus doesn't like liars. And Jesus doesn't like selfish people. He despises what they do. He vomits them out of his mouth. Okay? He has no use for them. Okay? Jesus loves everybody. He just don't want to hang out with you, and he doesn't trust you, and he doesn't like you. Well, life's eternal and grace is infinite. So if we all blow up in a supernova, all the molecular structures and the essence of the soul all has to mingle together. So if we end up the raging fire of a supernova, we're all in that raging fire together. In this world, the people that are disgusting, like the presidents and all the president's bitches, they don't hang around me. They don't want to be around me. They hate me. Okay. If you're a good person, the safest place to be is near me. If you're a real bad person, you might want to be in Washington, D.C., okay? Fort Huachuca or Santa Fe, right? But if you're a really good person and you're stuck in hell and you pray the Lord for help, I'm doing the best I can, but most of you listen like shit and you obey like shit. You're supposed to obey the Lord's Prayer and stand up for it. Stand up, right? Everybody take a stand. Join the caravan of love. Don't ask for money to pay the devil to live here. Okay, Chris Isley. I think Marvin or Ernie dead, I think Chris is left. Ronald still alive? One of the older brothers, darling, I'm weak for you. He dead too. Yeah, lots of the people involved in the Isleys, aren't with us no more. They dead and gone. Like Aretha Franklin and Hank Aaron and Walter Payton, a bunch of other folks, right? Selena, I was listening to her sing The Restless Bull. Oh my gosh. Now, I love the way Linda Ronstadt sings it, but I'm like, Cells just might be better. That woman's voice was so good, right? She could sure pay her family's bills, right? But they weren't, they didn't have the Ark of the Covenant in their family. That wasn't the family of the Holy Grail. A.B. Quintanilla is not the Messiah, right? And so it's Mary Poop, little Mary Poop's boy. Take that and that. I'll bet all my money on any man alive that could stay with old Strawberry when he makes his high dive. Or Strawberry Roan, that's the one she always wanted to hear. She wanted to be Grandpa's little cowgirl, a little tiny toughie, And she was very tough. She was. When she was dying, and I had to give her morphine and take her down to the hospice so they could kill her for medical treatment because they're all worthless bastards. She was talking to Mildred in the car, and they were singing in the garden together in the truck, right? It was a hallucination. It was her brain, yeah, but the spirit, life's eternal grace is infinite. And then she kept asking the old Irishman, I graduated summa cum laude, worked hard, I got my degree, I graduated summa cum laude. Worked hard, I'm dying now, but I did it. Are you proud of me now? And I was over there, yeah, Mom, he's proud of you. Holding back the tears, and because, I'm a tough Philip Sheridan Murphy's grandson, and took her down, Didn't cry. Didn't cry till 2 years later. I was watching a show about Dan Rather, who lost his son and had to keep working, and then had to check into a hospital because he was suffering from depression. And then I sat there and I thought, well, you're divorced. The system tortures the hell of you and your son. You live in the projects. You live in the ghetto, And your mom died and you never had any chance to grieve because you were too busy having to pay your bills and pay for your wife to discover herself at the lesbian bars because people like Giovanna Versace think you're the devil, Yeah, go figure. You are my love. You are my heaven. You are my love. Y'all gonna do your sci-fi money dances? Get your wife beater shirts on and run around a bunch of criminals, that steal cars and steal people's cars and make it very horrible for people, that try to do right. I told my homies on the phone, do right, and on the phone, try to keep it real. You're such assholes, man. You're just as bad as Donald Trump and all that. You're, the afterbirth of the twins, You're worse than Danny DeVito's character from the stupid Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Yeah, Earl, you're just mean. Danny DeVito's an idiot. I think he could be a nice person if he could stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Same for Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if that's possible. I think he's too stupid. He don't read too good. You know what I mean? Can't figure out not to fuck the nanny in his wife's bed. That's a dumb motherfucker, man. That's one dumbass fucking man. That's thousands of years of stupidity beyond stupidity. Worse than a Conan comic book. Conan, what's the difference? The molecular man. All them dummy ass motherfuckers. Sounds good. No, making money to fuck doesn't ever sound good. Okay? Don't ESPN bit, it's crazy. She's so cute. It's such a shame that she's so fucking stupid. But, when I clean this motherfucker up and people are healthy, they have a healthier environment, and then they're more physically attractive and they are living the Lord's Prayer, it's going to be a beautiful place. You're welcome. I know. It's better than Steven's List, isn't it? Yeah, it's better than Craigslist and all the rest of that crazy ass fucking shit y'all motherfuckers do. Yeah, gorgeous man. I know.